Boom shakalaka, how to navigate a sideways Bitcoin market and why it may stay like this for the foreseeable future. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're talking about how to navigate a sideways Bitcoin market, because when things go sideways, they just freaking stink. They're not exciting at all. And we're going to take a look at why things may stay this way for the foreseeable future. Before we get into it, like the video, helps out so gosh darn much. Now, we're going to be talking about sideways markets because guess what? In this bull run, we have had some pretty long sideways markets. This was from like March until November. And then here we have January until whenever things are going to change. And things just keep going sideways and slightly down into what some might call a bull flag. But the bears want you to think this is the beginning of a bear market. Now, how do we navigate this? Well, we should look at some signals. Like for instance, this 3-day MACD cross. The MACD is a great indicator for a lot of things when it crosses bullish. I mean, take a look. The last 3 times in this bull market that happened, guess what? I don't want to tell you what happened there, but I'm sure your eyes will tell you. But overall, it does seem like the market's going sideways, consolidating forever, especially for those people who bought in at somewhere around where the price is now or even higher. They're like, how come this freaking stinks all the time? Well, if we take a look, Bitcoin is actually right where price ought to be. This is the median fair value for Bitcoin. Now, there's a few different lines we have here, like the OLS, the median, and the pseudo fair value. Now, the pseudo fair value is the absolute bottom price. The median fair value is pretty much where we are right now, about 84,000. And the OLS, which is a little bit higher, is 92,000. But all of these, pretty much Bitcoin is on track for where it should be. We haven't even seen a hint of a bubble yet this cycle. Bitcoin price is just slowly creeping up. And as price has come down, it has retested once again the monthly index flow retests, not into this red level with a bearish reset like we see in bear markets, but actually at these levels we see with a healthy reset. Look at how many times it happened. 6 times up here on 2017, already 4 times on this bull run. And you definitely want to stay tuned until the end, where we're going to be going over why this may be the way things go for the foreseeable future. But as the market is continuing sideways, this was the last time from March until November. Take a look what happened. People were starting to de-accumulate, or basically get rid of Bitcoin. And then it went from yellow to maybe orange, red to purple when reaccumulation started happening right before things took off once again. Well, guess what? We've gone through yellow, we've gone through orange, and we're starting to get to the deeper orange and red. Very similar to these colors that we saw right there. Now, this should not mean that things will go off immediately, but it does say that the tides are changing. And in a sideways market, well, you want to keep an eye on these tides because guess what? The trend is your friend. You don't want to buck the trend. Another trend that's going on behind the scenes, not exactly Bitcoin, is the money supply is going ballistic. And it's likely that at least the Fed or in the US, things are going to go ballistic soon too. But we can see here, China's money supply hits new all-time highs. I mean, they've just been printing money almost parabolically. Look at this. This is just the beginning of a parabolic money printing. This liquidity could flow into Bitcoin. And if we take a look, a lot of people are posting these charts. Global liquidity, 13-week lead. Look at where we are right now. This is exactly where things maybe start to take off for Bitcoin if it does in fact follow perfectly. And again, everybody's been waiting for this to happen, but there's a couple other things that indicate Bitcoin could take off as well. Now, Bitcoin may be down 10% year to date, but as it has echoed gold somewhat, and we'll see more in the next chart, but as it has echoed gold somewhat, we could expect it to continue to turn up because basically it just found some support right there. Hasn't even gone on that rally yet. And if we take a look historically, now these are kind of close, but not exactly close. But historically, Bitcoin rally follows gold's all-time high within 150 days. right now, very close to that 100-day lead. So things could be happening very soon for Bitcoin. Also, if we take a look at DXY, which is generally inverse to Bitcoin, you can see peaks here in Bitcoin, inverse DXY, and they come back together and then go apart. Well, guess what? DXY is crashing. Bitcoin may be taking off once again. And for the numbers guy, because we have some good numbers coming up, Timothy Peterson here saying high interest rate is over 8%. What happens next for Bitcoin? This has happened 38 times since 2010. And guess what? 3 months later, Bitcoin was up 71% of the time. The median gain, 31%. If it went lower, worst case, negative 16%, this likely puts Bitcoin between $75,000 and $138,000 within 90 days, which means that price could go sideways, price could go down a little bit, 16%, or more likely, Bitcoin price goes up to roughly $138,000, which coincidentally echoes this very nicely. This chart, same guy, Timothy Peterson, has these green lines and these blue lines. Now, green lines are parallel, blue lines are parallel, and they're all the same length. Take a look at this. Sideways, sideways, sideways. Guess what? This would put Bitcoin at $137,000, $1,000 off of this prediction by July, which is within 3 months, 90 days. Could it happen? Yeah, and take a look if this did happen. Now, if that did happen, we would hit this median line right here, but we would be well below the 2016 and 2020 bull markets average and scaled to this cycle. Look at how far below. At that point, those would already be more towards 200,000 plus, as opposed to where it's showing right here on the chart, which brings us to the last point, navigating sideways markets. Now, granted, it's not a true sideways market. I would call this creeping up. And Willy Woo hinted at this back in 2021. This is from October 2nd of 2021. But he was saying that we are likely due for the last cycle because in the past, it was a predictable walk of supply and demand based upon the 4-year halvening. But new things have happened, like governments making Bitcoin the hardest money ever and the new gold standard. Well, now we have an unpredictable walk of supply and demand from a complex ecosystem until we hit saturation. Now take a look at this right here. This complex walk right here. And if we take a look at this cycle, very similar complex walk like this. Could it continue on like this for the foreseeable future? I definitely think so, until things change with this crazy money printing that's going on right here in the world. Until that changes, the hardest asset ever is probably going to keep creeping up. So that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed it, like the video, maybe check out a playlist up there. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
Boom, shakalaka.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.